Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another scene, Saturday Night of Dark Crusade, Season 2. As we set the scene on the third and final night of this Toreador exhibition, tonight, there are no displays, there are no pieces, there are no works out for people to inspect. Tonight, the large hall is rather empty. No tables, no tools, nothing of particular note, save for one thing. A very large frame. With several, actually, no, it'd just be one massive tarp pulled over it, hiding it from view. Presumably, something of great importance lies behind this tarp. But it's the only thing in the halls this evening, as everybody is able to enter as they did the nights prior, honestly. But this time there is nothing to inspect but this hidden work, which has yet to be revealed, presumably later on this evening. There are still the same guards, there are still the same Cainites. It is just the missing works and this one frame.
Thorvald is actually early for a change. He turns up early on purpose. Tonight he's wearing all black, like he usually does. Just the black armor you see pictured. With the black lotus, the Dahlia chain around his neck. And he takes his spot in the room. And much like before, he just watches. He'll interact with people, like you know, bid them good evening and that sort of thing. But Thorwald is never a man at attention, as it were.
Same figures are here from nights prior, including the two visiting Toreador and a new face.
Thorwald will, of course, if they're in the room, approach the Prince of Elba and Lady Beatrice and Giles and bow to them deeply.
Okay.
And just, blah, blah, blah. It's an honor to be in your domain, Giles. It's good to see you again, blah, blah, blah. He's clocked the woman in armor. And he will approach her, I think. Yeah, why not? Fuck it. He goes over. And
She's just kind of wandering around. She doesn't have a lot to look at, to be honest.
He tries to catch her attention by just sort of being in her direct eye line.
Yeah, if you head towards her under her direct eye line, she will notice you and look at you fairly blankly. She's actually you're probably quite a bit taller than her. She's not small. She's of fairly average height and build.
Thor bows. I am Thorvald. I have noticed you. May I inquire of your name? my lady.
My name is Winfer. Why?
No reason. I just wanted to inquire your name. You seem of a warrior's ilk.
I am.
As am I. He extends
Okay.
it. It's gloved.
Sorry, what's gloved?
His hand, he extends it to her. But like forward, like a handshake, rather than to kiss it.
She'll shake his hand. Where are you from?
My sire is Gaia Aurelia Crassus of Clan Gangrel. I'm from Rome. Yourself?
I am the child of Siegfried, who was the child of Hermann.
Do I know that? Who they are?
Yeah, you know Hermann was the former Primogen of Clan Venture. You are currently if she was the child of Siegfried, then it would stand to reason that this woman is the blood sister of the current Primogen of Clan Venture, Andrea Ardalian.
He bows for a second time. An honourable lineage. My respects.
Thank you. I don't care much for it.
No, you strike me as a woman of action and few words. So I won't occupy your evening with nonsense. But I wanted to make your acquaintance nonetheless.
Torvald, it seems that you have a knack for finding the most interesting in our midst.
As soon as Thorwald hears Madeline's voice, he takes a little step back and lowers his head. Domino. Yes.
So you have met a very prominent member of our society. But as I remember...
Yeah, she goes to walk away.
that was obviously a joke, but I'm guessing she doesn't take it as a joke.
Oh no, it's not even a response to your joke. You approach and start talking, she walks off.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, right. I remember now. Okay. Yeah, but Madeline...
Thorwald just looks bewildered, like what like
What did you do, Madeline? What did you do?
It's a while ago now, and I actually didn't do much, but oh well.
Oh yeah, Thorwald looks at her bewilderedly.
She is an interesting one. Sadly, she does not want to speak with me. I still do not know why, but oh well.
I can't possibly imagine. He smiles.
Well, if you get to talk with her again, I do wish to meet her, but
he gives her he gives her one of his not quite amused, but a little bit amused looks. I suppose it's kind of like in between. It's him trying not to look amused, but his smile betrays him.
Madeline will try to follow her, but I'm guessing she is going to just run if need be.
If Madeline like walks off to chase her, Thorwald will reach out and not grab her arm, but just put his
She's
hand
not
on.
leaving the room though. You can kind of follow her around.
He's gonna like reach out and not grab your arm, but like put his fingers on your elbow. You never.
Eventually, she finds the company of this lovely young lady.
Thorwald says, Madeline, you know you're not a chaser. Things come to you.
Except this one. He goes away from. Which intrigues me.
Give it time. Not here. We have more interesting things, more pressing things occurring at the moment than this game.
She looks after the woman for about 2 seconds, and then she just kind of straightens up her eyes, and her head just kind of turns, and she gives a short nod and just says, "You are correct."
We will
And
talk.
we'll just say, "I will see you later."
We will talk later.
Leaving the floor open to someone else.
Margot will come. She's wearing tonight something different from last night. Something very familiar to the night she became Primogen. It's a thin. It's a pretty thin dress made of many layers of very thin but the finest silk most people have seen, and it's very small layers but all put together and kept together by small, very again thin pieces of metal that keep the dress together, that form actually on her torso a rose. And there are other places like that, like all the little places of metal are in the shapes of roses or lines. Just smile and look at the whole group that's here right now. Good evening, everyone. It is good to see you. Then she'll go to Giles. Giles, I must thank you again for hosting yet another night.
It has been my absolute pleasure to host on behalf of our clan in the city.
Thank you.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Not as of right now. I said not as of right now. If anything comes up during the evening, I'll make sure that you know. For now, I guess there's something you can do. Just enjoy the night. Enjoy yourself.
Oh, by all means, enjoy yourself. It is, after all, an evening for honored guests such as yourself.
Just smile. And she'll try to get to people she didn't get to last night that were here. How distant are Lifting and Hewart? Like, in how much of a distance are they standing to each other?
I think opposite ends of the room.
Of the room? Yeah, they're both right.
Lady Asta's having a hell of a time talking to Leafdeek. He's such a fascinating gentleman.
Mm-hmm. And he has so many questions for her. About crypts and Cappadocian shit.
Oh, no, right. I'll get real creepy in that conversation.
He turns immediately to bow to her and
I
steps
don't
back.
reside in a crypt, Leafdeek. I don't know what to tell you.
Wait, what did she say?
I'm afraid, dear Leaf Dig, I do not reside within a crypt, so I would not know what to tell you.
It just smells very obviously like with her. She has smile, which means like amusement, and she'll say, "Have you been asking awkward questions to our friends again, Nifty?"
It happens. I would never dream that you would reside in a crypt, my lady. Though I understand that the more, fuck, what's the word?
Leaf Dig's like, I thought you were fuck, what was it?
Yeah, fuck it.
What? What'd you say?
I can just imagine Leaf Dig saying it's like, I believe he'd rather, fuck, what was it? What was the word?
Pretty much. But there are special considerations when building something that must last beyond lifetimes. And yet will not see many caretakers. I imagine you've noticed such things in your own studies. Seen the decrepit ruins and the less decrepit. Did I freeze?
No, it's cool. She just says, "Oh, quite, yes, I have." Well, I'd be less inclined to say run across more than ran afoul a few of these structures in my time. Although I am not an expert on the matter. I am one of the less scholarly of my clan, one of the more extroverted.
Beautiful lady, I am an expert on such things, and I would be fascinated to hear your stories.
She thinks to herself, is he saying he's an expert on tombs and decrepit things, or being extroverted and social and lovely?
Well, she'll have to guess. Either way, his smile is admiring. She can take it as she likes.
Leaf Dig are not helping. She'll just say, pardon me, sir, I believe I'm misunderstanding.
Your stories about what you have run afoul of. It sounds as though you may have as many interesting stories about your extroverted studies as you do about your more traditional ones.
Most of my run-ins with the dearly departed and the structures devoted to them came from my time as a neonate. Suppose you could consider it a sort of homeschooling. Nothing particularly out of the ordinary. There are many religious and funerary sites scattered around this particular region and to the north of us as well. I did not originate from Odessa. I come from quite a distance, but I can speak of one or two, in fact. Although the second one is not a structure devoted to the dearly departed. It was merely a house. It was, I suppose you could say, far more grounded. It was an investigation I was on with my dear sire when in a particular series of killings took place that left several houses abandoned. We ended up investigating one of them. And as I said before, ran afoul of One of these very hungry dead. Sad little thing. Was in a state of panic when we found it. Quite aggressive and violent, but not necessarily of its own accord. Dare I say it was rather pitiable. If, well, quite dangerous. It spent most of its time trying to deter us from entering the building and flinging all sorts of tools at us once we entered, of course. Being who we are, they weren't much of an obstacle. I've heard older beings are far more dangerous, but this one was, well, nothing more than a pitiable triviality.
Poor creature. What did you do?
Oh, well, after some time, we came to an agreement. We were actually there to investigate the killings, so we had mutual interests.
Ah.
Well, one thing you should understand about the deceased is, in spite of the fact that they may no longer be of this world, like us, they were still once people, and as such still have human thoughts and emotions. They just carry with them extra baggage, which to most is largely irrelevant, and usually can't be interacted with in any meaningful way.
I think I am comforted.
Most of the time, the dead won't interact with anything outside of their own particular space, as it were. It's usually from anywhere as stereotypical as a cemetery to the house where they may have died in our case.
Mm.
And they often can't interact with the world around them. They have their own. They often keep to it. Those that decide not to usually either don't last particularly long or end up running into such enterprising individuals as myself. If they're fortunate, at least. Some of us aren't so forgiving when the dead come interfering upon our domains or making demands or putting the silence at risk. Most are simply disembodied people, after all. That is a soul at the end of the day.
Well, Lady Astor, it is good to know that they are in such good and capable hands. Madeline will walk in, smiling to her. Her best friend in the whole wide world.
Lifting turns to look appreciatively at Madeline. Bows deeply.
Lady Astor does the slightest of curtsies possible.
And Madeline smiles. And she returns a very deep curtsy to her. I don't believe that has Lufty and Madeline been introduced?
Oh, I don't believe so. Luftig is hovering like he doesn't believe so either.
May I introduce to you, Lady Madeleine, one of my new friends of the evening. Leafdig, this is Madeleine of Clan La Sombra.
He holds out a hand.
Madeline will do the what etiquette dictates.
He takes her hand and bows over it gracefully. Maybe not as gracefully as one might wish from a Toreador, but gracefully, graciously, and watching her intently. Truly, it is a pleasure and an honor.
Thor does side-eye bullying. He's just he looks this does catch his attention. The contrast of the red and the black. He knows Luftig's here, but he's been actively avoiding him. He watches this interchange, and it makes him uncomfortable. But he says nothing, and he doesn't move any closer to the circle.
A pleasure. You are related to our host for the evening?
Not by blood, I fear. Only distantly. I am of Clan Toreador.
Well, that is more relation than most of us can claim. But I understand.
I would not presume. Though, of course, I have the honor of what relation I have to the most lovely in the room. And he gestures to Marco, kind of bowing again.
Leafdig, thank you. You do me pleasure.
She was dutifully honored by a very finely crafted statue, sorry. Brain melt. I hope you took your share of its beauty.
Truly, can one ever be full of such craftsmanship?
Oh,
Like-
I heard about this great work, yes, from the Prince of Bera.
Indeed.
Quite a masterpiece from what I can tell.
It was. I do not see
Exquisite.
it here, but
They say that as the Assamites age, they grow darker. As the Toreador age, we simply begin to shine. Argo is radiance, as sculpted by the by the Prince of Bera. The world has something to look forward to. His expression and his tone are truly admiring. He's not being catty. He's a little bit dewy-eyed.
He's an adorable little goof. I love him.
Yeah.
Thorvald will he'll make his way to sort of like the back a little bit, and he says, for what man of any standing is not brought to his knees by the countenance of such beauty in perfect parallel.
Aha, man of standing approaches.
Thorvald, despite himself, does bow his head a little bit.
Lifting bows to him as well. His smile has lost all its dew and vanished, fled the room. but there's still a light in his eyes.
Thorvald, how are you this evening?
Very well, my Lady Primogen, very well.
Good to hear.
I've experienced much joy and success and pleasure in the House of Clan Torrido these nights.
Good, good.
Man.
It's my bro. But yeah, he smiles. He also will not being in any way rude. He hasn't met the other people there, has he? Morphia or
Hewat is on the other end of the room entirely, probably making small talk with someone or other. Morphia is around.
Oh, they're not standing in this particular group at the moment.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it's just Luftig.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Hewat and Leafy got ever in the same group.
They've sat near each other when all the Toreador are gathered.
Thor's clocked Morphia
Mhm.
with a sort of inquisitive brow, but he's just like, okay, that's cool. He's just like, right now his attention is here because alpha male's got alpha and be jerk-offs.
Yeah, actually, Margot will go see Morphia. Morphia, how good it is to see you.
I'm going to say she's off staring at the covered picture, kind of peering at the cover without touching. And she turns, and when she spots Margot, she drops to a courtly bow. A curtsy. Oh, poof. My lady, I don't believe we've had the pleasure, and yet who could fail to know you?
Not. I see. Wasn't she during the flooding scene?
Oh, that's right.
She'll say not.
She was in disguise, though.
Oh, she was?
Yeah, and she didn't introduce herself.
Okay.
I mean, disguise is relative, but she was definitely in disguise and didn't introduce herself. But Margot could definitely roll to recognize the face.
Okay. So she'll say, well, not officially, but I believe we have seen each other before. The consequences were definitely not favorable for anyone.
Quite right. And she grins and straightens up from her curtsy. But it is an honor to meet you now. I'm Morphia of Clan Torriedor.
It is good to finally meet you.
The pleasure is mine. I understand that our clans have been close allies in Odessa.
Wait, did she?
Serves.
Okay, did she say Tordo or Tremere? Because you said Tordo.
Did I say Torriedor? I did say Torriedor. It's because I'm looking at your overlay and I have the brain of a small rodent. She meant Tremere. She's not a Torriedor.
Okay. Yes. I am looking to keep that alliance, if not make it stronger. As I have. You see, what's Robbie's character's name again? I'm bad with names. Aldrich. As I have told Aldrich. Is he alright, by the way? I had lost sight of him with the chaos.
Quite.
Good.
Our clan is more resilient than many think of us. And she smiles.
Thank you. And she'll smile and nod. Thank you for helping the people of the city that night.
It was my pleasure.
And yeah, she'll look around. I have many people to see, but please do enjoy yourself.
Of course. Shall I accompany you?
If you wish.
I would be delighted if you will have me. And she sticks herself to Margot's side like a pleasant burr.
And
Still raised brow because he's just like, yeah. He's like, who dis?
who this? My Margot.
He's like, but it's like diverting his attention into these different directions at once, and he can't concentrate on it. So he's still very much where he is.
And she'll move towards Hiwat, who she didn't talk to last night before.
Hiwat is off shining in her own corner, but she also bows deeply when Margot approaches, and rises smiling to offer her hands. If Margot takes them, she kisses her fingers.
Yeah, she'll let that. She likes that.
Primogen, good evening. You look radiant.
Thank you. And you look as beautiful as ever.
I thank you. Who's your tailor? We must eat.
This is my tailor. So I said, this. I had this done many years ago. My sire had it made. It just gets renewed every once in a while. I'm not sure who was its original tailor. A secret of my size.
Fascinating.
She had me wear it the night I became a kindred.
All this metalwork must have been truly an artist.
Odd. Yes. But my sire has never told me. Sometimes I wonder if she hasn't made it.
Was your sire a seamstress then? Tailor?
She had many gifts, of most of which I learned from. But tailor, she could have been ones she hadn't shown me.
She just nods. Then I shall begin a search for someone comparable.
And I see her hair is done like that too.
Hiwat's?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Some questions about your hair.
Thank you. I am not ashamed to admit that my favorite among my ghouls is a talented hairdresser.
Then you have a very what is that? Not good. Shall find another word, but then you have a very worthy ghoul.
If you ever wish to make use of her services, it would be my pleasure. An honor for both of us.
It will be my pleasure. I shall know now. But please, until then, give her my regards.
She bows again. I shall. Luftig is standing over by the Cappadocians and Madeline watching with jealous eyes. You might be trying to make small talk still, but it's distracted.
Oh, that's totally okay. The one your screen says now, Madeline will go over and introduce herself to her.
Okay. She joined Margot over here?
Oh, she was with. Okay.
Did when Madeline left the group? When Margot left the group, did Madeline go with?
Sure.
So she would have been introduced to Morphia as well.
All right.
But yeah, now she's over here with Hiwat.
Okay. Madeline will just go through the introductions. Certain etiquette has to be maintained. Yeah. Does anyone else want to introduce or come in? Still have people.
Well, thanks.
That'd be awesome. Don't want to just like cut people off.
No.
Okay.
No, this was a natural place to do a thing.
I guess. Go ahead. Sasuke.
Go ahead. No, please. You do it.
All right.
Your English is better.
Okay. So, walking down the street and entering is Hakeem, and on his right would be Irene. They seem to be in that conversation about the night and her current perspective of the state of affairs of Odessa as of late, and
There's also
mostly, and I guess once they hit the threshold of the dwelling, we see Memnon, and Hakeem will smile, outstretch a hand.
Sorry about that. This is the first meeting between us two?
Yep, never met.
Oh, okay. Well, Irene would gladly introduce the two of you to each other if you guys are like, okay, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, facilitate.
She'll greet Memnon and then we'll be like, so Memnon, have you met Hakeem of Clanasmite?
Memnon would look Hakeem over and question Anthony, how apparent is Hakeem's religiosity?
Quite apparent.
Fuck.
Super apparent.
Oh, great. I placed myself in the middle of this shit.
Yay!
Oh, boy.
Okay,
You
so
can definitely.
so Memnon, you might leave your hand outstretched. Memnon will just politely nod and give you a smile.
He'll put his hand back. Nice to meet you.
I'm sure. Irene, I will see you inside.
Oh.
In a beeline straight for the door.
Irene blinks like she is not used to this blatant, like, lack of etiquette of Memnon. Like, what? She looks a little bedazzled at it, like, yeah, of course. As she's basically talking to his back as it's disappearing. It's like, oh.
Well, we should get inside, but the pleasure was all mine. The introduction.
Of course, I apologize on behalf of my clanmates. Perhaps something is bothering him.
Maybe I do thank you for your candor, but you should probably allow others to make their follies.
Well, I did not mean to make any situation awkward, and clearly I did, so I should apologize for my own behavior at that, or lack of insight.
Hakeem will smile, that ever gracious smile. You did nothing of the sort.
You are too kind. Well, but you are right. Let's head in.
He heads in, with small parcel in hand.
Irene will follow in as well. Looking around, kind of noticing the lack of things on display. Seems a bit surprised about that, but you know, Toreador must have something special in mind. They're Toreador after all, they're special. I didn't mean that. Oh, fuck. Yeah. That could have explained. No. Anyway. um, yeah. Is there anyone in particular that you would like to meet, or are
I'm more
you?
than happy to be your honored guest. Who would you like to introduce me to?
I see many faces that I don't know myself, so perhaps we should turn the tables. If you see more people that you're acquainted with.
Where's Morphia and
Bring it.
Margot?
She's over on one side of the room opposite Luftig. You want Morphia and Margot and Madeline. Oh my goodness, they all have M names.
Hakim is going to play a little game called Have You Met Irene?
Oh boy.
So he will sort of bow with respect to Margot. How do you do?
I do pleasantly. I am quite excited to show our surprise tonight.
Oh, this is your work tonight.
Just well, yes and no. You will find out soon.
Very exciting. And your friend?
This is Morphia of Clan Tremere.
You will just see his eyes dart.
Okay, bye.
He's pulling a Memnon.
She's giving a courtly sort of curtsy.
My name is Hakim Al-Shayer of Clan Asimite.
Ah, what a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And what has you here this evening?
Is he asking Morphia that?
Mm-hmm.
She smiles and gestures. I would not miss it for the world. You may have missed me the previous evenings. I am not so illustrious as our Toreador friends. And when she gestures to Margot and Hewat, the gesture includes Madeline, who is, after all, at 5. And she kind of pauses to glance at Madeline, and then prettily realizes her mistake and says, or those of Clan La Sombra.
So I assume that you're well acquainted with everyone in the room to make such bold accusations.
She glances at Irene as well, since they have not been introduced, and then just turns back, kind of tilting herself so that if introductions suddenly break out, she's prepared, and smiles at Hakim and says, "No, not in the least. I am new to Odessa, and I have so many to meet."
Well then allow me to make the first introduction. This is Lady Irene of Clan La Sombra.
Oh my goodness.
Curtsy?
She curtsies as well.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Irene will smile, but she kind of raises an eyebrow at the oh my goodness. Like, is that a bad thing? Is that a good thing?
She doesn't say either way. She's just smiling, watching you with interest.
It is a pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is all mine. Clan La Sombra is truly preeminent in Odessa. The tales of, and she includes Madeline in this as well, the tales of your exploits are fascinating to hear.
I am curious at what gossip has been going around then. I have done nothing extraordinary except existing.
I'm curious
nice.
of this tale too. What has she done?
Yeah, like what?
Does Hakim say that?
Yes.
Oh, in these nights, simply existing is occasionally extraordinary. I understand you're very young and yet have made yourself important in both this court and the next.
I can assure you that I am not of any importance.
Well, yes, I've heard you've earned the attention of a up-and-coming prince in Cimarron.
Says Lady Astor?
You must be quite prestigious indeed. Yes. She seems to have been somewhat distracted from the conversation.
Oh no, she's been across the room.
Okay.
He just appeared next
Well,
to
then,
him.
I was gonna say.
Morphia just like okay, power of motion, throw an Astor across the room.
Just
And
like,
you hear that.
Bye. Bye, Astor. Bye, Morphia.
Well, I've been blessed to call Prince Ulrich my sire indeed. But having a sire that prestigious is not a judge of my character or actions.
That's true. You also helped deal with the domain breach of those Gangrel, if I recall. Trying to take advantage of the anarchy.
Well, that has been some time ago, and that was the effort of many neonates in the city. And I just played my
But
part.
with you at the forefront. From what I hear, you went so as far as to lead them into the fray with the good Aldrich.
Aldrich?
Yes, of Clan Tremere.
Oh, right. We're talking of two different things then. My apologies. What exactly were
Then
you
you have
referring
two
to?
things to be proud of.
No, by all means.
Yes, Irene. You should not. Truly indulge in rightly earned praise. You have been quite busy for a neonate, and I applaud your successes. At least take the praises when you get them.
Irene does not really know what to say. We'll just curtsy with a smile.
Bullying.
No, that's fine. This bullying is giving me willpower back, so please carry on.
I hate this. I love this. Zeska's like, stop being mean. Irene's like, yes!
I mean, Irene is trying to be dismissive of all the praise, but like, you know what? Let me just
Secretly, she's
nail.
liking it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me just make a manipulation subterfuge there.
Yeah, kind of throw. Bully.
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 Oh, wow.
oh, well, that'll do it.
Okay, let me check Lady Astor's perception empathy.
It's
No.
only 4 successes.
No.
Because damn, you won. But wow.
Let me say something.
So to those who fail, like Irene seems to be rather uncomfortable with all the
She's a
attention.
modest person.
Yeah, she's definitely a modest person.
She'd never revel in praise.
No.
Oh, I mean, Lady Astor, let's see what she finds out.
I would need all successes.
Oh, she doesn't find out anything. What a modest little neonate. A model citizen, it would appear.
Model citizen.
She knows her place.
I can assure you, I
Such
only want to help the city the best way I can.
Your best seems quite extraordinary. Yeah, I can English. Your best seems quite extraordinary for a neonate, I mean. Outstanding.
Do I take that as a compliment or as a... It seems like you don't expect much from neonates. They can do extraordinary things. I've seen many neonates in the city who've been working very hard to rebuild what we've lost.
Yes, many neonates do, but my smile. There is something about you. You seem one of the extremely promising ones. But no, please, I did not see this in any ill will.
I would hate to see my reputation ruining the chances of the other neonates. I apologize if I misunderstood your words.
Oh, come now. Surely it is an indication that the others must step up their game if they are to keep up with you.
Illustrious and polite. Rare qualities.
A few decades, and I could see you joining us in the halls of power.
I still have many things to learn before I would consider myself ready of such an honor, my lady.
Unless you have much time to make use of until then.
If God wishes it so.
Yuat just says quietly, Alhamdulillah.
She says what?
Thanks be to God.
Okay, in what? In okay, Arabic.
Yeah.
Okay.
She knows the struggle.
Where's that heresy detected meme when I need it?
Hey,
How's Madeline doing?
she's doing all right. Nothing's bothering her at the moment. Well, at some point probably will, but just a feeling. But yeah, she's doing fine, and she will probably go over to Memnon because he is probably standing alone at this moment.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I
Nice.
didn't hear your intro.
All right. Memnon's probably off to the side himself, looking at the structure that is the building where this exhibit is, and just studying the methods they've used to build its different components.
Poor man almost being pinchered movement by Thorvald coming from one angle and Madeline the other.
When one is greeted by a fairly youngish red-haired gentleman.
Is this someone he's met before?
I think so. No, this is you haven't met this man before, no. I think so.
How does he introduce himself?
He will just say, evening, my good fellow. How may I help you this evening?
Oh, well.
By the way, when he walks into the building, your weapons would have been taken away at the door.
Okay.
They'll be handed back to you when you leave.
Okay. Yes. Memnon will say, "Oh, I'm quite well this evening. Thank you. I'm just here with some friends. May I ask what kind of building is this all taking place in?"
It's the Artisans Guild Hall, so it's lovely.
Oh, okay. Then Memnon will say, just admiring the architecture inside the work of your halls. Amazing. Brilliant.
You're most welcome. This building was it's even older than it appears, although it was renovated and largely reconstructed. And if I recall, 70 to 80 years ago. If she thinks about... No, he won't say 70 to 80 years. He'll say it would be 70. 70. It was 70, not 80. So he'll say, yeah, approximately 60 to 70 years ago.
And to Memnon, does the building appear to be still in good condition?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. It's been well maintained.
Then he'll say, well, the craftsmanship of your renovators are impressive.
Would have been interesting to hear your commentaries on the pieces that were on display a few nights ago. Would have been most enlightening. But where are my manners? My apologies. I am Giles Ancilla of Clan Toreador and the host for this evening.
Memnon will extend a hand and say, well, thank you for having me.
Likewise, a pleasure. You are... Sorry, Memnon did state his name, correct?
Correct, he didn't. Forgive me.
Oh, that's fine then.
I am Memnon of Clan Lasombra. I suppose we are, in a way, neighbors.
Yes. You're also the hound for the sheriff, correct?
Yes, recently christened, I suppose is the phrase.
An honor then to have yet more prestigious members of our society so present at my gathering.
You do me an honor, sir. I just do my part.
Well, it is something that I'm sure will be very much appreciated. But yeah, it's a shame you weren't able to make it on the last couple of nights. We had much more on display than we do now, although there is something to be revealed towards the end of this evening.
Well, then it is my loss.
There's like a big-ass frame that covers like almost the entire wall of the far side of the room, and it's just covered with a massive tarp.
Okay. Memnon will say, well, it's a pleasure to at least be here for what I can see, as there has been little time for the simple pleasure of art, except for what I craft at my own workspace.
Where do you, is there any institution at which you work in particular? Perhaps I'm aware of it.
I work out of the Smith's Guild. I fashion arms and armament, and if Memnon was allowed to walk in at least with his armor on, he would have done so.
He can. Yeah, he can walk in of his armor. He just can't take weapons.
Fair enough. He'll extenuate that his statement by kind of plucking at the armor he's wearing, as if it's a piece of his own.
Fine work, I see.
Thank you. If,
I myself have always been more of a patron of the crafts and arts, more so than an artist in my own right.
Still, form and functionality do bring in profits, especially when they can be combined so seamlessly.
A businessman in the making, I see.
Don't we all have business? Mm-hmm.
You can roll perception empathy if you want.
Sure.
That's not bad. Yeah, so yeah, the way he looks at you is there's this kind of glimmer of sort of recognition that he gives you for the briefest of moments.
Recognition, you say?
Recognition, yeah, he recognizes something about you.
And Memnon is recognizing his recognition.
Yeah, you see it. Yeah, you see that sort of look in someone's eyes when their stance changes on an individual in a way.
And Memnon will say, "So, Lord Giles," he says that as if it's a question, as if he's trying to understand what his appropriate title is. You have been in Odessa for quite a while, I take it.
Oh yes, I came with my grandsire, the former Primogen of Clan Toreador. She is also present this evening. She is the now Prince of Bira. You should have been here when she arrived with my sire, the Lady Beatrice, last night. It was a absolutely fantastic, magnificent display.
So many prestigious personas, and here I was, busying away myself in my own shop. But perhaps there will be a more fortunate chance to make their acquaintances.
I'm sure there will be. They're both more than happy to mingle. In fact, I believe they are far more extroverted than I am. I believe they'd make far better hosts than I ever could.
Memnon looks over his shoulder, and perhaps at the party that's a distance away, he'll whisper, "You're not quite the people person, are you? Like myself, perhaps?"
I wouldn't necessarily call myself introverted, but it is 'tis a game my sire and grandsire are more versed in, shall we say. But I am more than happy to do my part. The last few nights have been quite pleasant. I'm glad you've been able to join us for the finale.
Well, I am glad that, as I said before, us being neighbors, that I am getting around and making myself known. I had spoke with Margot some nights ago, and in the common interest of crafts, trades, and neighborly pursuits, I am glad to offer my assistance so that we may be able to secure our respective domains.
Sorry, what about securing respective domains?
Oh, Memnon is trying to tell him that he is offering his help in any way to secure their respective domains, since they're in such proximity to each other.
I shall inform if I require anything. Of course, the assistance I'd be more than happy to say is mutual.
That is good to know.
If you're looking for any of your clanmates, I believe Seneschal is currently upstairs, and Lady Irene and Lady Madeleine are enjoying the party. Just over there. He'll kind of gesture in a general direction, but he won't point because that's a bit rude.
Memnon will follow where he gestures to, and he'll say, "Ah, yes. I expect that I will need to have a word with them soon enough."
Well, I shan't take up any more of your time then. Have a good evening, and good work on the assemblage.
Can I do a peony on that real quick?
Yeah, he kind of says that as he's about to part. Yep.
Sorry, what was that?
He says that to Memnon. Never roll manipulation subterfuge. Well, they both fail, so Memnon gives him the side eye. Giles looks a little bit shady. And that's about all you get from each other. Yeah, you're not really able to read Giles that well, even though he doesn't look like he's hiding his thoughts particularly well. It's a strange phenomena, but yeah, he just kind of turns his back and smiles to himself about something, and yeah, he kind of leaves you be.
Yeah, Memnon just sees him off as he goes wherever he heads, but
Tends to other guests. There's a very confused looking neonate running around. Goes to make sure she's not getting lost or blowing anything up, as neonates tend to do. Irene. And yeah, you are able to join the rest of the party.
Is Lady Beatrice here?
Lady Beatrice is around. Yeah, she's not part of your current conversation with Lady Astor. Who
He's
appears
disengaging.
like this whole time. She hasn't been speaking that much. She's been kind of more analyzing the environment around her. Yeah, Lady Beatrice is around if you want to violently Potence 5 drag her into the conversation.
No, I'm not violently Holden's dragging her. He's more or less wondering if she's off in the corner because he wants to like gracefully disengage from this conversation.
Yeah, she's she's actually having a chat with this this person with Winfer.
Friendly people all around. I guess at that point, you will see Hakeem approach them, bow and showing proper respect. Good evening, ladies.
Good evening.
Is Lady Aster here, or I'm a little
She
confused.
was. Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying good evening, ladies, to Madeleine, Irene, and the group you're leaving.
Oh,
but yeah.
He's disengaging from that
okay.
group.
Yes, Lady Beatrice, not with Rosalie. It's just how the things are laid out right now.
That's
and,
fine.
This person.
He just says good.
Hakeem.
And my apologies. And who is your associate?
Winford looks like she's about to say something, then her eyes just kind of shift towards Beatrice, and then she just shuts her mouth. Beatrice just says, "Oh, this is my dear friend, Winfer. She's the blood sister of the current Primogen of Clan Venture."
Well met, Winfred.
She just holds out her hand. Like
Shakes it. Shakes her hand.
It's quite a firm grip. Right, actually, wait a second. Let me double check this. How firm is this grip? How firm be this grip? It is. Oh, this grip is. Yes, this grip is far too firm. But yeah.
That's quite a grip you have. A warrior, yes?
Did the armor give it away?
No, it's your amazing grip, he smiles.
She kind of looks at her hand. I suppose I am stronger than most. I did not mean to bring harm to you. I apologize.
Well, harm taken.
Her tone is ridiculously flat. Like, there's very little emotion in it.
No business types. I get it. So, he smiles and says, no. For you to cultivate such skill is to be commended. I'm not offended, nor am I a delicate flower.
I wouldn't necessarily take offense to being considered delicate. There is merit in delicacy.
I see. But, dancing the way you move,
yes.
It is different.
I suppose.
Does she seem uncomfortable with the conversation, or is she just flat?
She's just flat. She's just such a fucking wallflower, man.
So how does the night go, Winifred?
Infernal Winfred.
Oh, Winifred, sorry. God.
Jeez.
Jeez. Yeah, bully.
Bullying you with fake IDs, that alternate identity, 5 dots. Can't beat this. No man of all specs. It has been a nice series of nights. It's been, well, I have been away from the insults and threats others have cast upon each other in this place.
But this is, unlike most places, a battlefield in itself. People vying and jockeying for positions, power, showing off. Such is our life, our dailyhood, nightlyhood. Rather, he smiles.
Yes, it is. I don't like it.
Necessary things, but we all have duties. Not all of them pleasant. Do I see Irene approaching?
Yeah. Yeah, you see her approaching as Winfred just says, the things we do to keep ourselves busy.
Irene is definitely staying a fair bit away. Like, she's not going to infringe on your conversation.
No, it was more of a
Winfred
look
just
like
starts looking directly at you.
What? I mean, Irene doesn't know this woman. Who is this woman? Like,
she's clearly a wolf in sheep's clothing.
You are staring at us. Do you wish to join the conversation?
I look to my left, like, who? Oh.
Apologies, I did not mean to stare. I came to greet Lady Beatrice over here. It's been such a long time. I was wondering how she was doing, but I would not infringe on your conversation in any way.
Oh, hello. It's good to see you again.
Irene will definitely curtsy again, like she always does, It is a pleasure to see you again, indeed.
Oh, it's been such a long time. How many Elysiums ago was it when we last met?
Well, I'm afraid we've had not a whole lot of Elysiums in Edessa with everything that's been going on. So I'm inclined to say 1 or 2 at best.
Yes, it is rather sad that the city has yet to recruit a new keeper, but I'm glad we could meet again like this.
Indeed. Pleasure is all mine. I was delighted to hear of your, temporarily return to Edessa. So how has Vera been? Do you enjoy the city?
Oh, it's been absolutely lovely. It's quite remarkable how everything was in order for us when we got there. It's been the best transition one could honestly hope for. And I've been doing my utmost to keep up where my sire had left off.
I am sure that the two of you have done wonders to the city and will do so in the future.
Oh, you should come visit sometime. It's a wonderful place.
I would be delighted, and I would have, of course,
It's
like
been
to
a-
return the gesture. I am sure you are more than welcome to, well, return here in Odessa, of course, but I would like to extend the invitation of, well, seeing Timoran as well.
Oh, I'd be delighted. I hear you have your own domain now.
I do, yes.
I might take you up on your offer if it would not be too much trouble.
Of course not. Honor would be mine.
And I would be more than honored to invite you to an Elysium down at Bera sometime. The city truly has been flourishing in the past few months. And everyone in the city has been so good to each other.
Sounds like paradise on earth.
Oh, I wouldn't call it paradise, I just believe that when someone goes through something hard, they usually have two directions they can go down. I believe the people of Bera have, and that simply fighting each other to gain for themselves really just creates problems in the long run.
Still, I'm sure with your presence, the city will shine only brighter.
She kind of grabs the sides of her arms and kind of rubs against them, all fussed, and just says, "Well, I can only hope to reach half the expectations placed upon me. But thank you."
You are most welcome. I apologize for interfering in the conversation. I shall leave it you to it.
Well, it was a pleasure seeing you again, Lady Irene. Yes, hopefully we can catch up after court. See you soon.
See you soon. And Irene will curtsy deeply to the group and will, leave them to their conversation. Like, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Did
What about the young
the other
lady?
lady want to talk to her?
No, she just
Winfred.
kind of looks at her. Winfred just says, "A friend of you both."
Yes, she has been very instrumental in the current issues that have been hanging around Odessa.
Yes,
Quite
I heard
apt.
she's made quite a name for herself.
It's good to see the young ones when they flourish.
It is. She might try to deny it, but she's a blossoming little flower right now.
Before I forget, he hands over a small parcel for Lady Beatrice. This was for you.
Oh, for me? You shouldn't
Yes.
have.
But I insist.
There's that brief moment of should I, shouldn't I? Sort of like, oh no, a gift for me. How could I possibly accept? Ah.
Mhm.
her face is like a little bit squiggly for a moment until she kind of resolves herself to accept it,
Mm.
or resigns herself.
Is she opens the parcel?
She will open it, and what's the packaging like on the like, not the packaging but the bottle itself?
The bottle looks like. Just a momento. Un momento. It's a nice glass bottle.
Okay.
This is something that I was inspired the last time we met, and I wanted to give something that sort of showed in the occasion. He smiles.
Oh, she watched. So your gift is extremely effective.
Yes. You've seen this look once before from a dear friend.
She kind of like, yeah, she just
Yes,
begins
good job
like,
again, buddy. Good job
look,
again.
she kind of like, she kind of gives it the smallest hint of a whiff, and the moment she does, she just kind of she just kind of begins looking at it and analyzing, just saying, "Oh, Hakeem, you shouldn't have. This is the most incredible gift. It's absolutely beautiful. How did you create it?"
I have my talents. He smiles. Given time, I could make something that's more befitting.
Oh, surely nothing in the world is as befitting as this.
I welcome the challenge.
Oh, Hakeem, thank you so much. This is so incredibly beautiful.
He smiles again, and I do hope that before you leave, we could have another chance to speak again.
Oh, Hakeem, I couldn't wait for it. I couldn't wait for it.
He smiles deeply again, and okay.
You're such a kind and generous man. Thank you so much.
He smiles again. I wait enthusiastically for our next meeting. And Winfred, I do thank you for our meeting.
Winfred also recognizes Beatrice's current state of being, and you literally see her just give a light sigh. It was a pleasure, and
It was just coughing in the background, like that was an in-character.
I appreciate your generosity towards my friend. Thank you.
He will smile again, and
it has been a while since I've seen my friend so taken by, well, by anything.
If she will allow it, he will lightly kiss Beatrice's hand.
I think she's a little bit too focused on the item to actually have her hand out, so this is going to be that awkward moment when you realize you've done too good of a job.
That's great. Now he knows what's happening. He understands now. It's now speculation.
Yeah, at this point, her attention begins to drift fully away from, because you're the one who gave her the gift, so she's able to kind of, like, she wants to know more about the gift, so she's able to pay attention to you, but like as it all begins to
answers her
like,
questions.
she's kind of gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until he becomes irritable to Winfred, which I'm pretty sure it's approaching that time. He will continue to answer her questions.
Well, surely there is no flower in the world as smells as beautiful as this.
Well, I have seen something thus far.
Winfred gives you a bit of a look.
Don't care.
Like, for the first time on this faceless expression, there is an eyebrow quirk. The entire rest of her body doesn't even move. It's like the eyebrow is segregated from the rest of her body.
It's fine. But yeah, I don't want to take up this time. So if other people want to engage, they're more than happy to. Because it's mostly just him, like, flirting with.
Enjoying the fruits of his labor.
Exactly.
I'd say Margot has probably started going to another corridor, her favorite other corridor, and he's probably flirting with her. I keep forgetting. I'm bad with names.
Yeah.
I'm bad with names.
Oh yeah, you can't even remember your girlfriend's name. How much do you suck, huh?
But
Priscilla's in a less joyful mood today.
So yeah, she's. Margot will definitely come to her then, smiling at her. Lady Priscilla. She'll, with her finger, brush her cheek. Why, how saddened I am to not see the smile on your face that reminds me of 1,000 suns. That smile you normally wear, that even angels envy.
She kind of tilts her head and looks a little bit sad and just says, I just believed you cared for me more than you actually did.
What do you mean? I care for you so deeply, I'm sorry I had many people to see you tonight, but do not doubt that you are my foremost interest, my foremost priority. Please come with me after tonight. I will show you.
But how could I when I cannot trust that I am the center of your eyes, you are for mine?
But you are the center of my eyes. You are the center of my whole being. I just simply had duties tonight. I deeply apologize.
And yet, even outside of those duties, you prefer to spend your immeasurably valuable time with that miserable gangle over myself.
Doopy-doopy-doo. Doopy-doo.
No.
Shade.
Shade, so much shade. I enjoy my time with him, but it is nothing compared to the time I share with you. I'm sorry, I should spend more time with you.
Surely you can if you do care of me, sir.
I shall smile. Yes,
It
yes.
breaks my heart
Please.
to see you so lowered by that one.
Come with me when tonight is done and stay with me. We will spend the next nights together. I will dedicate the next. And she'll think. My next entire
should I
week
make
shall
it
be
3 or should I make it 4?
But yes.
And you will not speak to that gangrel, not once?
Quick question: is she indicating to me in any way? Can I P&E?
I mean, I think she's on the other side of her room.
I just
She's
want
not indicating
to
to
keep
you.
saying
No.
that gangrel. I don't know whether she's indicating. That's all. No worries. I feel called out, guys.
If he speaks to me tonight, I will simply tell him that the rest of my night is dedicated to you.
Then let us meet after court, then.
And she'll smile. Thank you.
She will attach herself to your hip to hold you to that promise.
Yeah, Margot just brightens up at that. Thank you. And yeah, from now on she'll pretty much be glued to her.
Yep, pretty much. Glue friends.
Glued friends. Giving the Tsimitz his idea.
And with that conversation coming to a close, Gars once again well, he doesn't take to the center. He actually he does take to the center. And he says, ladies and gentlemen, honored citizens of Odessa and beyond, as he kind of glances towards his broodmates. It has been an immense pleasure and honor to host for all of you over these past 3 nights. I must admit, I'm not as well versed in the social affairs of our kind as many others here this evening. In fact, I could point to several of you and call you far my superiors in the art of wordcraft, poetry, and politics. And so I can only hope that I have even met the barest facsimile of your tolerance. But if I may, I have something to show my gratitude to all of you. For those of you that have deigned to share this evening with myself and each other. As so rare it is these nights that we have the opportunity. He begins to walk towards the back of the room where the tarp is. Behind this cover is a work that was inspired from the very fundamental nature of this great city itself. From the prince of a century past, to the great rising star of our princedom that we now have. A gift from myself and the entirety of Clan Toreador. No, the entirety of Clan Toreador. To all present. The history of a city condensed into a single image.
Oh no.
I hope, as its creation inspired us too, it might inspire you to even greater heights in your own respective pursuits. To this I reveal the landscape known only as the history of Odessa, and he'll pull off the top, revealing what appears to be you can see what's so enormous now, an enormous landscape painting depicting the history of Odessa from its humble beginnings to its troubles, to the rise of a new baron at the hands of a Nosferatu empire, to its eventual liberation by the dream, to its turning over to Benedictus, to the war that conquered its walls, from a crusader state to a member of Saladin's caliphate, to the arrivals of the Tremere and the Salubri, to the Treaty of Odessa itself, to the end of Benedictus's reign, but in its end, the rise of a new one. This is a Craft 7 work, due to the immense amount of effort and collaboration from many talented artisans from all over the region. So I'm going to have all the Toreador in the room now roll their self-control. I'll suspend a willpower, so I won't roll for him. And Beatrice isn't paying attention, so I don't need to roll for her. So that's, I need to roll for this person. And I only need to roll for 3 people, so I'm just going to roll for this guy. Everyone but the guy I just rolled for, who succeeds. He's jaded as fuck. Has to roll at a +2 difficulty.
Leafdeeg will spend another night in contemplation.
Excellent.
He what is just
Excellent.
fine.
What is living the life right now.
Margot's okay.
Barely. You got it though.
Barely holding it together right there. So does the prince. And who else? I think it actually might just be, yeah, because one's distracted and one's spent a willpower, so he doesn't need to roll. Because he's trying very hard not to embarrass himself. Also, he saw it in advance, so it's easier for him.
I mean, did Margot see it in advance? Oh no, probably not all of it.
Polite clap.
Yeah, I mean, it's. Remember that time when I said yesterday when the marble statue is perhaps the greatest piece of artwork you'd ever witnessed? It has been surmounted within less than 24 hours. This is what the Toreador can do when they're motivated, apparently.
Clap, 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 clap.
And yes, as there is a big clap and the applause begins to come to a close, as everyone sees this, even the seneschal and the prince, they've come down to witness it. And there is this young lady who's just like, yes, rigid clapping, who kind of stops just kind of too late for everybody else. The girl just says, "Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me this evening. Please enjoy the rest of the festivities. I wish you all a pleasant night, and thank you for inspiring us so. You're a credit to your clan and to this city." And yes, the announcement ends and people can continue to socialize and mingle.
Yeah, Thorvald was doing a hacking aware for a second, but when the prince appeared, if the prince appeared, he was down on one knee, in front of Madeline. When it sort of disperses, he gets up. And
yeah, there's literally more people in this room than I can display on my overlay. So if there's anyone particularly you're looking for as well, just let me know.
It's just nature's got a nature.
Mm-hmm.
And path's got a path. He will then make a beeline for. Not a beeline, that's the wrong word. He doesn't actually make a beeline for it, but he does make his way over to Margot.
Sorry, I was just stepped away for a bit.
Yeah, Thorvald's coming to you.
Damn it, you're gonna make it awkward.
He doesn't.
Oh yeah.
Oh, come on, like it's donkey and a carrot right now. No, he comes over and I'm guessing Priscilla's still there.
Yeah, you have the glued together right now. Yeah, she's pretty much. Margot is pretty much fixed on Priscilla right now.
Thorvald bows to them both, and he says, "Primogen, Lady Priscilla, it is a pleasure to see you again."
Thank you, Thorvald. But I shall look to Priscilla.
I just wanted to bid you both my respectful good evening. And thank you for, once again, for, well, not you personally, but the Clan Toria are gentle in general for their hospitality and the many interesting things I've seen this evening and the other nights hence. It's rare a man of my ilk gets
And
to live in the lap of such beauty.
Sure, smile. Thank you so much, but I'm sure you understand. The rest of my night will be dedicated to Lady Priscilla.
He doesn't even look surprised. He's just like, of course. As the rest of my evening will be in my home.
And she'll just nod. But she after she mentioned Priscilla, she's looking just as Priscilla, and that with that nod.
You notice that Thorwald's gone back to wearing black, and he wears the black dahlia, which is Madeline's symbol this evening. I will take my leave of you.
I shall nod.
He nods, and then he'll make his way over to Memnon, but scene cut for a sec.
He goes on and on, doesn't he?
I shall just smile. I don't know. I was busy looking into your eyes.
This answer pleases her.
She'll look around.
I need to roll for her as well. I need to roll for her real quick. Completely forgot her roll.
Bless you.
She doesn't succumb to the sneezing. Yeah. As everybody's walking around, Irene, you're approached by a familiar-looking face.
Oh. Yay.
Oh, Lady Irene, it is so good to see you again. His voice booms across the entire fucking hall.
God. Irene will stop, look around, see Omar, curtsy, smile, and then takes his hands. Sir Omar, it is such a pleasure to see you again. How have you been?
It is so good to see you again. It has been so long. Yes, I have been absolutely great. How about yourself? Have the nights been treating you well? Surely we must see each other more.
I agree. My nights have been quite well recently. Yes, it's been.
That is absolutely splendid to hear. Where have you been? I have been busy in the guild halls. Was just got out of a meeting a night ago with the dear Master Giles, our good host.
I have spent a lot of my time in Timoran lately.
With Prince Ulrich?
Well, naturally. He is my sire, after all.
The Bezio sire looks most kindly upon you, yes.
He does indeed.
Well, it is good to see Sire and Chow getting along so well. It is such a rare thing these days.
Really?
I swear.
have not noticed.
Everybody.
Slight hint of sarcasm there.
That you see it too. I swear. Everybody is out to slap each other in the face. In particular, the ones who made them to begin with. It is strange to me.
To me as well.
Surely you would respect the one that made you to begin with, yes? Why feel
course.
the need to make a point? No. Surely they will recognize you for who you are. After all, that is why they embraced you.
Is his voice still booming?
He's fucking. You can hear
It's
him.
Omar.
Yes.
Of course it is.
Oh.
Hello, I'm Omar Shadid.
Like there is only volume on Omar.
Glorious volume.
Yes.
I just agree. So I say fuck all.
If I may ask, who are your new friends? I see the Toreador. You have a Toreador Primogen is talking to. I must say, you are making a lot of powerful friends, lady. I am impressed. I can see why nights are going so well for you. Huh?
No. Trust me. It has been a very long time since I've spoken to Lady Beatrice, and I just wanted to pay my respects to her. That is all.
If only such powerful figures could give me the time of evening. You are truly talented and highly able to rally people around you, Irene. Honestly, I should learn at your feet.
Oh no, please.
Oh no,
Pray tell,
honestly,
how's your shop
I'd be
doing?
willing to pay significant prestation for such skills.
I have no skills that you don't have as well. Omar, I've seen you sway
Did the
crowds.
Toreador Primogen speak to me?
I'm sure
Do I
if you
have
would.
open access to the Prince of Temeran? I don't think so. I don't see myself walking into his castle.
Well, you are related.
It is true, we share lineage. But, of course, he expects me to pull my own weight. I respect this, of course.
Trust me,
But I'm not able to.
the Prince of Timuran expects the same of me. But he is
If
my
that were the
sire,
case,
and
why
I
are
am
you
still learning.
able? Why are you, okay? Well, if that is the case, Lady Irene, I apologize for disagreeing with you so vehemently, but I do not have the privileges you have, and yet you have managed to rouse within people this sentiment of loyalty.
I highly
It's
doubt
great
that.
attraction. Oh. Or is that part of the trick? He says.
So, Omar, there is no trick. I am simply doing what I feel is right. If that creates goodwill, I am glad it does. The city, as you said, needs more goodwill. So if I can
Oh, it does.
And the
And the
help
more good
work
you can
towards that.
propagate. Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Ari. But still, I appreciate your efforts immensely, but do not undersell yourself. You have always done this.
Finally. Quick, guys, take over. Help.
Please, God, save me, save me.
Right?
Oh, God.
So, Irene,
Hi. Yes.
always heed your siblings' advice. Do not undersell yourself. Tis bad for the heart.
Given your
You
reputation
build up all
as
these
a...
emotions and then they can't go anywhere. There is no shame in being who you are. There is no shame in the prestige you possess. You have most certainly earned it.
Thank you
And
greatly
I
for
hope
your
to
compliments.
earn. And one day I hope to earn that prestige as well.
As I'm sure you shall.
Ah, I see our good cousin Menmon is here. Menmon, over here!
Yes, as Memnon was making his way towards Lady Ivy.
Matching Omar Shadid's volume, I see.
Terrible people.
As
Lady Magdalene, you as well. Come now, let's make it a party.
Oh God, why? As Thorvald kind of he's been battling shadow for most of the evening, and therefore he sort of moves as well, but less auspiciously so.
Well, how is everybody doing? It has been such a long time. The last time I believe I saw you all was when that Bruja got ashed in my shop.
Yes, that. I am. Though it was not my fault, still, I feel someone needs to apologize to you, Omar.
Gruesome affair. Demanded a boon from the chef for the offense.
And you, Lady Irene, it's a long time that I've seen you. My apologies for earlier.
You did
See,
call
Irene, this is what I mean.
This is what you mean? Samamnon, it is a pleasure to see you. You did caught me by surprise at the entrance, but I'm sure we might be able to discuss that at a later time, in a perhaps more private setting.
I have nothing I need to discuss, but if it is something you wish to address with me, that is fine. When it is to your convenience, of course.
I feel it's been quite some time since we had a conversation, so perhaps we can meet up later tonight.
I hope so. Memnon looks back at Omar and then back at Irene. How did the two of you fare in our recent weather? I did try and visit you, Omar, to give some relief efforts during the flood.
Oh, yes. Do not worry. The entire situation is under control. I have been making good business ever since the curfew, so I have more than enough income to repair my enterprises. But your concern is duly noted, and if there's anything you need to help, for me to aid you in repairing any of your own enterprises, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you as a member of my clan. Although I must insist, if depending on the assets, I may have to ask for compensation. But for you, I shall do a special favor and discount you significantly.
Memnon smiles courteously at that. But of course, nothing is free in this world, but at least a favor amongst clanmates.
Speaking of clanmates, if the two of you are meeting later, Irene, Memnon, might I join you? There is something I wish to discuss with the both of you.
Your company is always welcome, Sister Madeleine. At least by me. As he looks around to Irene and Omar like, I'm not going to speak for you guys.
Of course.
Very well.
It has been long since I have seen your gracious shadow, my friend Omar. Thorvald nods in the background.
I don't think Omar listens to Gangrel. I don't know.
I don't think he does.
Right?
Oh yes. Good evening, sir. Sorry. I was lost in thought. So much to think about now, nights.
No offense taken. It is hard to see my countenance in the presence of Lady Irene and Madeline, and our good brother.
Oh yes. You are too right. Too correct. It is funny because the two of them right here. Yes, how have you been? Is there anything I can do for you on this fine evening? Did you enjoy that mural? That is the most beautiful mural I've ever seen.
It is marvelous. I just wanted to
Ah.
say hello to a neighbor. That is all.
It's good to see you. I heard you've been building up the roost. Been putting a lot of effort into it. I approve. I approve of your great efforts.
It is.
It's not easy to take over a business and make it good money, particularly in these hard times. You know, the curfew makes business slow. It all comes during the day, and you know, people have to work. Farmers have to farm. Merchants have to merchant. You know.
I have my secret angels. He smiles.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
And of course, the always dutiful hands of your good clanmate. He'll pat my mum.
Oh, this I did not know about. You've been helping her in secret, okay?
We're all.
You should not keep these things from Mama Shadid. Come on, man. Show a bit of trust to your good clanmate.
Out of character, I'm really not quite sure what you're saying. Or lost the accent. I'm sorry.
It is okay. I'm Mama Shadid. Everything out of my mouth is gold. No, he's just saying, you've been helping him in secret. You should not keep these things for Mama. I show a bit of trust in your clanmate, huh?
Oh. It was no secret, at least I thought. Just the discretion of a contract between two parties.
The discretion is over. The domain is mine, and we are all neighbors.
What is your domain now? Interesting. Oh, I'm quite curious to see how that plays out. He strokes his beard.
He smiles.
What could we have? I'm sorry. Go on.
No, go ahead.
Memnon would say, well, Omar, what better neighbors could we have than the Gangrel, who stood with us at the last Elysium? I think they'd...
That is very true.
I think Thor
is a very wise woman indeed.
Sorry, I think I was talking at once then. What did he say?
He says, Thorvald Yossar is a very wise woman indeed.
Thorvald lowers at that, his eyes lower. Primogen Crassus is the wisest of our blood. That is so.
Oh, yes, I can only agree. Otherwise, she would not be Primogen. In a gangrel, they only let the wisest and strongest rise to the top.
I strive in every day, in every wish, to honor, in any way, the mark of her blood in my veins. He just sort of smiles.
It is good to see such healthy relations between sire and child.
As it should be, as you say.
As can everyone make me a perception awareness check?
Oh dear. Okay, I was about to check the painting. Oh. It's standard difficulty, I presume?
Beatrice, Rosalie, Giles, and Lady Astor's eyes all shoot towards the entrance. For people who got one success, man, it's cold in here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realise you meant everyone.
Yeah, everyone.
Okay, hold.
Oh.
It's getting cold in here. Oh, wait.
That's God's trolling me by giving me 2 successes, but also 2 ones.
What was it? Perception and
Alertness. Awareness? Okay.
Yes.
I mean, it's still the same for me. I thought it was alertness, but it's the same. Okay.
No. But Chris, I take a difficulty 6 or is it higher?
Six.
Okay.
So no sucks. Nothing. 1 suck. Man, it's cold in here. 2 sucks. Man, it's cold in here. And
4.
man, it's temperature's
Or as well.
getting even is dropping even further. I think then we can skip the 3 successes because nobody got that. So 4 successes. Something's approaching from the door.
Thorvald is mid discussing his sire, and then all of a sudden he turns round really sharply and looks at the door, and he will just this time he's probably pretty much in Irene and Madeline's space. Like he doesn't like pile on top of them, but he does take those few steps back, so he's in front of them and he's staring at the door really intently.
I mean, Irene was gonna walk over to the door, like.
he doesn't know that. He just takes those steps. Anyway.
No, okay, but like, she will pass him and we'll get towards the door.
Madeline looks at Giles, see if he's spotted it.
Oh, he's heading towards the door as well.
Madeline will go over just behind Lady Astor. So if she goes down, she will get hit first.
Yeah, I'm moving. Yeah, it's sort of a symbiotic movement at the moment.
I'm sorry, you're using Lady Astor as fodder?
As a meat shield.
She's not making it apparent.
has-
She's just, well, she knows that there might be dead people involved, and if
She
anyone
won't let
here is
any
going to
asshole
be able
stand
to,
behind her right now.
well, if anyone is going to be able to manipulate spirits, as Giles described it before, it's probably a Cappadocian. So that's also the reason.
That's a long way of saying yes, I'm using her as fodder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not only using her as fodder.
There's a reason behind why he's using her as fodder.
So, socially, for those who didn't notice, for those who had low successes, what you see is Thorvald and Irene moving towards the door. Madeline, for some reason, going to stand behind Lady Astor.
No, Irene moves past Thorvald, and then Thorvald backs up because he's sort of.
I'm sorry, I got you.
Yeah.
But the room has suddenly become very busy with strange movements.
Yeah. So Alt and Irene head up to the door, and the door's open. They reveal a couple of unconscious guards.
Oh, shit.
And let me check 1 second. Are they unconscious? I don't know.
Do I have medicine? I do have medicine. If you allow me a perception medicine roll, I will make it.
For Christ's sake, where's that thing? 1 sec. Just checking something. Yeah. All mortals in the building fall unconscious, so yeah. They're not dead. They're quite healthy. They're just asleep. And in, the person who enters the building carrying a mummified hand opens the doors.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Right!
Lars looks like he's about to blow up. And she kind of briefly looks down at you both. Looks between the both of you.
I will curtsy.
Well, what pleasant introductions. My apologies for interrupting this evening, however, I would like a word with the prince.
Yeah. My lady. You could have
You
walked
have
in
breached the
here.
instruction of this domain. You are not welcome within my domain.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, Irene.
No, Irene is like, nope, I'm not speaking anymore. This is like, nope. Unless she wants me, like, unless she's looking at Irene, like, go on, but Irene knows her place somewhat, usually. Nah, sometimes.
I understand, and normally I would heed these demands, for I've done so for the past several months. However, this is a matter of urgency, and if I may take off the mask, who in this building is going to stop me?
I'm sorry, she said take off a mask?
As in, to be honest.
What does the prince react like? What does the prince say? Was it the prince that said you're not welcome in this domain, or was it Giles?
Was it Giles? Because it's Giles' domain under the prince.
Can I see how the prince is reacting? It'd be important.
Yeah, make a check.
Perception, empathy. I'm guessing.
She gets 8 processes. Oh,
No.
reaction? What reaction?
Oh.
Everything is fine.
Okay, hold my action then.
My lady, of course you are right, as we all know. But in the interest of keeping whatever is going on here as peaceful as possible, as I know you would ultimately desire, might I inquire the subject of that which you wish to discuss with the prince?
My compatriots. I'm afraid I cannot divulge many details at this time.
I understand. If the owner of this domain allows it, I would be more than happy to introduce you to our prince.
Girls gives you a look of what the fuck no.
Irene is giving him a look of like, please, 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 don't make a mess out of this.
Fortunately, girls won't have the opportunity. The seneschal steps forward and says, "You were blood hunted under the prior prince. You are blood hunted under this one. Every Khainate here has an obligation to kill you." You'll actually wait to see if anyone tries.
Thorvald does when those words are spoken, he steps level with the seneschal.
Irene's just staying there, like between Seneschal Prince and
he steps to the seneschal's side.
Yeah, Memnon will mimic. Seeing Thorvald do it, Memnon's going to reason that that's the right side to be on in this occasion.
Oh, you see, we haven't been allowed our weapons yet, right?
Not
Oops,
really a
none
problem for a
of you have
gangrel.
any weapons. For a gangrel, but yeah, none of you have weapons.
Thorvald he just takes off his gloves. It doesn't seem like a ceremony. He just takes them off and folds them in his hands at the moment.
yeah, Irene's mostly looking at the prince to see if she's going to allow this to happen or not, and whatever.
I'll say Margaret doesn't go to the front, but she stands.
Well, I mean, everybody's standing. The question is, does anybody make a move to fulfill the obligation that the seneschal has brought up?
Not without the prince's word.
I mean, the princess already made her words several months ago.
I have the meme up. Just saying.
Is there a...
Anybody willing to make the move?
I think I might have to because you know
Yeah.
why.
Before we do this,
But I'm actually might. I don't know at the moment. So.
Fuck it. Well, Margaret's utterly useless without a weapon, though.
Memnon will... I'm sorry, no. I'm sorry, Neil. No, Nelson, go ahead. Continue.
She'll look at... she looks at... I was going to say Porcelain. She looks at... damn it. Damn it! Why does the name keep escaping me?
It's because she's not as important as me. Troll.
Priscilla. She looks at Priscilla first, but see what is Priscilla's reaction.
Oh, Priscilla is a meek little damsel in distress.
Thorvald, fuck it. Thorvald says, I believe you've heard our prince's words.
I'm spending 3 blood points. God damn it.
Memnon will ask the prince, shall we place her under arrest? Looking for the word go.
He looks at you as if such words are completely alien to him.
Wait, he? Who?
Although he's someone
Madeline is currently
Sunshine.
Shadow. Just saying. Madeline is no longer among you. Well, probably. But...
the witching woman just says, well, at least your subjects are willing to posture for you. But I believe this is not in your best interest, considering nobody has made the attempt. I would not wish for anyone here to die pointlessly, wasting their time trying to kill me in a futile fashion.
You see Thorvald bare his teeth.
Is there anything wooden around?
Yes.
You know what? Fuck it. Irene's gonna grab her. If this.
Yeah! All that in the shots. Ha!
Yeah, if this has to be a thing, then this has to be a thing. Irene can't like really go against the fucking Seneschal,
And you know, and you knew that it was gonna be Irene to start this. Like,
of course.
like,
Should we roll for initiative then? Or something?
Yeah.
I do have an idea.
Can I still make like the attempt to grapple her, or is it gonna be like just down to initiative? Cool with me either way, but
well,
Initiative of...
Oh, wow.
She gets celerity as well, so she gets add 5 to that. She's at 23.
oh, guys, it was nice knowing you all.
23.
Well, that was a garbage roll.
you're still. I think you're still faster than me. I'm at 10.
3, 4. What is it again? It's Dex.
It's wits, your roll, and celerity if you have any celerity.
No, I don't think I am higher than you. 4.
And Nelson's cheating. We all know.
9.
You can't hide, Nelson. Celerity 5 is cheating.
I don't. I have celerity. I have Dex 5, celerity 3, and wits 3.
Okay, that's okay then. Never mind.
Is Torvald's total 9?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He spent 1 blood for fortitude and 1 blood for...
Well, it is up to the ST, but I would say that I don't think necessarily the wishing woman did see Irene being the one attacking her, so maybe that would count as a surprise, but
He
I
was
don't know.
standing next to her.
If she's standing right next to her, it's not going to be a surprise attack at all.
Okay, fair enough.
Irene is just gonna reach out her hand and grab her by like her lower arm. There's no real effort put in this. I'm not even gonna spend blood for this. Irene doesn't want to do this, but you know, an order is an order, and like so she would just like like, basically take her lower arm and just hold it. Like,
Yeah, it's
both
just the
three hold it.
gratuity of just having a 33 initiative. That's just.
Yeah, that's a little bit like.
That you rolled a 1. That's
Yeah.
that's just.
I mean,
Wow.
I have no illusions that I'm ever gonna win this, but I mean, basically what Irene is doing with this is like, okay, someone needs to set an example that this woman that we can't fight. So I will set the example that we can't fight this woman. Which is like the worst excuse to make an attack. But hey, here we go.
You missed Memnon, Chris.
If the very kindly copy paste me the order because I can't see the side chat. I'm afraid.
Yes, will do.
Ugh. Man, Hakeem lucked out her. Shadid is like, oh, for heaven's sake, can I not enter a building without somebody dying?
That is when we find out at the end that Omar Shadid is the mastermind behind all of this.
Shadid is
That would be
Kane.
terrible.
Yes. Yeah, you cracked it, Chris. You just
That would
cracked it.
really be terrible. That would
No,
be
that'd actually be awesome because no one suspected it.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Until now.
Until now.
I mean, he has been involved in fairly recent, like a lot of things.
She'll spend 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. And she will just go up to the prince.
Oh dear.
And just literally at super speed, celerity 5. And just say to her, don't do this. I can save your life. That's her turn.
Okay, so just 2 questions. How close is she now to Memnon?
The Seneschal and the prince are right next to each other.
Okay. So, about that thing, if there's anything wooden around, what kind of wooden thing is it? Is there something that Memnon can just reach out and grab real quick?
You can snap off a chair leg or roll a chance die.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a functional stake.
Functional stake. Right. And can I still make an attack after I grab it? Will that be my turn?
I'll say you can make an attack of it, considering that the odds are really not in any of your favors right now.
Yeah, but
Do the impossible. Kill the unkillable. Row, row, fight the power.
I'm sorry about that. I
What do
dropped
you
out.
Well, what do you do?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna try to make the attack because by doing nothing, I'm kind of dishonoring myself here. So I'll grab the stake.
I'm actually gonna have a quick thing for.
Poor Bruce. Gosh darn.
Bruce, you have to do this because I can't right now.
But we see two Bruces on the screen. That means there's two Memnons. That means 2 attacks.
I don't know what's going on right now. I swear to God, this isn't a ploy. I'm just gonna roll my attack. I'm buffing by 2 blood points into my dex.
Okay. Are you trying to stake her or?
Yes, I'm gonna try to stake her.
Okay, that's difficulty 9 unless you're attacking her from behind on the flank.
Can I move to her flank and then attack, or would that be my turn?
You can strike her from behind if you want. She's literally within a few steps of you.
I'll go for that. So let's see, that's 7. It's difficulty 8.
Yep.
So 2 success. +1. So does the stake add any extra die for damage?
+1.
So it should be 60/10. Strength plus my potence plus any success rolled over. Just 1.
No, that's 2. It's
Oh,
damage
right,
roll,
one
so.
Okay.
But her auto soak from her fortitude is going to be.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Break the glass ceiling. Do it. So how much damage did you do?
2.
2, yeah.
You. One sec, let me look this up. Okay, she has to spend an additional. Yeah, you attempt to strike her with the stake, and the stake shatters against her skin.
That's a yeah, nope.
She doesn't even turn to face you.
She probably didn't even notice.
Who is next in the initiative?
Margot.
It's Margot. Well, fuck it. It might be the end of Margot, but is there anything she can take?
You can rip off a floorboard.
Yeah, she'll do that and try. She's pretty sure it's going to be the same result, but you know, got to do what the senator says for, you know, honor and shit. So it's melee plus. And how does putting blood above to boost your stats above 5 work again?
It's above 6.
Oh, it's above 6. Oh. Okay, so she'll use 1 blood to put her dex. 6. Let's see. How much? Let me make sure. Shit. Okay, and it's if it's from behind, it's 8. You said, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What are you trying to do? Sorry.
Stake her.
You can't stake her with a floorboard. You can hit her.
'Cause I was asking something if there was something she could use as a stake.
As a stake, I'd have to roll. Oh, yeah, you can stake with that. So I'll just take it's -2 diff for a back attack, so it's diff 7.
Okay, so that's
So
1, 2, 3.
4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. Okay. Plus her strength, and she'll put her strength at she'll put the 3 blood to put her strength at 6. So that's 1, 2. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Shatters against her skin, does no damage. She also soaks it again.
Like I said, yeah, that's a nope.
Oh well, at least she tried.
Now it's the question marks.
They haven't done anything yet.
Irene.
I don't know if the question marks are going to do anything.
Well, didn't you just say that they didn't do anything?
They didn't do anything yet. That doesn't mean that they can't do anything now. Chris, are they doing shit or not?
I don't know. I said holding action. Okay. By the time I said that.
In that case, I am going to destroy my reputation here in the city. Fuck it. I'm gonna roll my manipulation occult at difficulty 7. I got 1 success, and there's gonna be a cloud. There's gonna be a what's it called again? Nocturne cloud appearing. The center of which is the prince and her, the wishing woman. As a free speech action, I would like to, like Irene will basically like shout or, please stop fighting, please, my prince, just hear her out.
Okay. Next action. She'll reflexively, both parties will reflexively trigger all specs.
Of course.
Oh, to see through the. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like I only had 1 success, so it's only 3 meters. So I think it's just barely gonna, get like the prince and the wishing, wishing woman and prince. But I think it's fairly obvious that Irene is doing it to protect. Well,
the fight is going down. Madeline is going to engulf the wishing lady, and it's probably going to hurt somehow. I don't know how, but yeah, it's going to be painful somehow. Which would make it Torvald's turn.
Sorry, what did Madeline do? I didn't hear.
She engulfs the wishing woman. It's going to hurt, but somehow she's going to make it hurt on Madeline. But oh well. She's going to engulf her with her obtenibrous form.
Okay.
Thorvald can't see shit right now. I'm guessing because of the massive Obtain cloud.
Welcome to blind fighting.
Can I speak, or I can't remember the rules for Obtain? I'm sorry.
It does muffle sound, but if you yell, you might be able to hear something through it. Someone in it might be able to hear something, but sound is greatly muffled inside it.
Thorvald's holding his action.
Okay.
Because he can't see fuck all, and he's not gonna slash out blindly in the dark. He could accidentally hurt the prince or somebody else.
Yeah, that's what happened if you botched.
Top of the initiative.
That's not, because someone took celerity.
Oh. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying the head is lethal. It's not gonna make a difference, but you know.
I mean, I did 7 damage and he didn't even need to roll.
I've got a good chance with Ag, but the thing is, I can't see anything now. So.
Whoops! Did I do that? Oh, sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
So I'm sorry, what power did Irene use?
Irene used Obtain 2.
Okay.
She's trying to stop the fighting.
Specialty gets 2 plus.
This means the prince is gonna die. I'm so dead. Oh, for fuck's sake.
1, 2, 3. Menmon, can you please soak me 11 bashing? It's halved. It's brought down to 5.
I can't blood buff at this moment, can I?
It's a new round. I think you can.
No, it's
But
celerity rounds.
Celerity actions.
Oh,
okay.
30 rounds. All right, right.
Okay. So that would be my stamina and my armor, 7d10.
Your stamina is reduced by 2.
Oh, right. The cloud.
No. The cloud doesn't hit Memnon. It's only hit 2 people, and that's her and the prince.
ST ruling?
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't large enough to engulf any more people.
Yeah.
So that means that.
Okay.
Four. Success.
So that's 1 bashing. Seen worse.
Not bad. Okay, so I think it's my turn now.
She kind of just pushes you away from her. So she knocks you to the other side of her room.
Who is she?
Okay, so I am out of reach from her at this point then. She knocks me across the room. Okay. Guess we gotta take it up a notch. Are there any torches around here?
Yes.
Well, I guess I'll spend my turn grabbing a torch, and I will buff my stamina by 2, so that's 2 more blood points. Put that in the chat. I'll be the rest of my turn trying to get back to her, or reaching the torch.
Guess it's my turn.
Oh, and Chris, by the way, remember she has a unless she has Obteneration, her stats are reduced because of the engulfing
Oh
thing.
yeah, it reduces her dive pool. Yeah, so she only gets 2 successes. No, 1. No.
Just FYI.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's my bad. I'll re-roll that entire dice then. If you use 2 successes, that's 1. She's 10 bashing to you, Marco.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it's not. There's a. That was 4, I think. So it's. One, two, three.
Is that 10 before it's halved?
Chris?
It got halved down to 5.
Okay.
So you take 2, you're pushed away from her again. You're pushed out of the door. Oh, you see 2 unconscious mortals.
Yeah, well, she'll follow Memnon's guide and take a torch.
Okay, it's her third celerity action because she can use 3 for attacking. Only 3 for attacking. The other 2 she can use for defending. But I believe no one else struck her, so she's not going to.
Except there's Madeline hanging around her.
I don't think she can physically attack her, though.
I don't think so either.
But she can do other stuff that's gonna hurt.
But not in a celerity action.
Oh, that's true.
Is Madeline visible or is she a shadow?
She's a shadow.
Okay.
Memnon is doing a thing. Marco. Oh, we're still in celerity round.
Still celerity rounds, so
No. She will forfeit the rest of her celerity rounds. Top of
then it's her
initiative.
normal round.
So it's her again.
Yeah.
Going to spend quite a lot of blood this time, actually. She's going to spend 1, 2, 3. No, past that point. That is taking into account the minuses, by the way.
No guts, no glory, I guess. If I may, I'm going to use my held action.
It's the new round. So held actions don't carry on over to the next round.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize I got lost in the celerity thing.
Madeleine, Margot, and Menmon, can you all soak me 2 aggravated damage?
Jesus.
What type
Shrill
of
cry erupts. It is not fire or sunlight.
Madeline will spend a blood to auto soak.
Okay, how much fortitude do you have?
Bruce?
Pete, how much fortitude do you have?
I have 3.
Your armor will not apply to this check, by the way.
Oh, it won't.
3 fortitude.
Okay.
I have 3 in fortitude.
So then I can't soak nothing.
No. Margot?
Yeah, Margot uses fortitude. So her fortitude is 2. Just enough.
At this point, the shroud starts to loosen and ghosts start to leak through.
Oh boy.
And she just says, the Lady Irene is trying to save your life. I'd suggest you listen to her. Margot's turn. No, Medmon's turn first.
Did the prince not speak?
Yeah, that's a good question.
He's not said anything yet.
All right. Memnon is going to... Can he close the distance in 1 turn? Is he that close enough?
Yeah, I think...
in the turn, it will take you a full movement action now. Keep in mind, she pushed you away with potence 5+. She could have probably thrown you like a good kilometer or 2. If she really wanted to.
Okay, is there any ghosts in my immediate vicinity that are closer to me than her?
Yeah, but ghosts can't be struck physically.
Naturally. All right. Torch in hand, I'll just go for her. Spend my turn moving.
Okay. Margot.
Margot.
No, Margot, I'll hold my action for now. But she's keeping on to the torch.
It is the question marks.
This thing is going to pop through the shroud.
Oh, Jesus.
Hi, friend! Uh-oh.
For the record, the rest of the room is trying to fight off ghosts in this thing.
Jesus.
Giles will also spend a celerity action on his turn. Well, use celerity to get between the prince and, well, what's-her-face. Because he has all specs and can see through the shroud, and as the host, and needs to defend the prince of everything he has, which is not a lot. The seneschal just becomes shadow. Irene.
Yes. Can I use a discipline and make a move action as well?
Yes. You can't take a full move, but you can take a half move, sort of.
I want to step in between.
Depends on the power.
I want to step in between the prince and the wishing woman as well. And I want to use Obtenebration 3.
Okay, go ahead. Roll it.
Okay. So again, manipulation, the occultive 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. 1 tentacle. Damn you once.
It's a start.
Yeah, there's 1 tentacle, which is well, this round only forming, but it's gonna be placed in a way that is gonna try and hold off others from interfering. Because Irene fully believes that we would all do better in just hearing the wishing woman out instead of fighting with her. As a free,
Good for you.
can I make a free speech action?
Sure.
She will ask
Make
the
a
wishing
simple
woman,
sentence.
like, please drop that army. That doesn't help. If you want to be genuine, don't call your dog to fight for you.
I didn't strike first.
You don't need it. Please.
All right. Torvald, what do you do?
Torvald is going to stand forward. He's not going to get him. He stands.
Hey!
I'm trying to. Oh, sorry, we skipped you. I'm very sorry.
No, it's not you. It's Chris, who is.
Mhm.
Grrr! No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Madeline seeing Memnon coming, running with a torch in shadow form is going to be like, yep, nope. She's going to get the hell away from the wishing woman because fire, no. Ouch.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thorvald is sort of doing the same thing. He doesn't move away from the prince exactly, but he does. He's not where Irene is, but he does stand it between Memnon and Margot and the prince, and says, "Put the fire out. You may set fire to the prince." And he'll spend a blood for fortitude. That's it. Because he feels fire coming.
All right. No celerity actions were taken this turn, I believe. So we will just go straight to the top of the round. And she'll stop the about 30, 40 ghosts. Hiss at the weird dog monster thing. And she will take no further action. Other than simply saying, I wish to deal and simply repair some of the damage that I have caused to this city. But push me any further and your compatriots and you will die.
Is that her whole action?
Yeah. Memnon and Margot will get a chance to act before the prince has a chance to respond.
Memnon. Does Memnon hear what Thorvald says?
Yeah, he said it very loudly.
Memnon will hesitate. He's not going to drop his torch, but I suppose after the Wishing Woman having already spoken, he's just going to kind of try to keep the prince in view unless she gives some kind of signal to not stopping. Memnon's just going to halt for right now. Thorvald makes a good point.
Yeah, Thorvald knows that fire spreads and it could just fucking knock the prince out, and that's really dangerous. So. And we're fighting blind here.
Yeah, Margot will stand down. She'll actually put the torch back. Like attached it to where it was, which is probably next to her now.
Seneschal just kind of looks at the prince in his shadowy form. And the prince just kind of has a look of resignation on her face. Everybody stand down. That includes you, she says rather spitefully towards the Wishing Woman. She snaps her fingers and the ghosts, for lack of a better word, unmanifest. The shroud thickens again. The strange monstrosity also disappears across the other side of the shroud. My sincerest apologies for this breach of domain and disruption to your evenings. I respect the resistance your princedom unleashed. It was understandable. And in most circumstances would be the correct course of action to take. She'll bow to the Prince and Giles in apology. And we'll turn to kind of the group that was attacking her and the crowd. My apologies to any injuries sustained.
Memnon would
Sorry to those who sustained any injuries.
if you'll allow me, Memnon would say to her, there was a time before this curfew I would have came looking for your favor. As of right now, just know what I have done, the sense of duty, not personal animosity.
Margot will nod
I
at that.
understand, although I although I do not believe it would have changed the outcome either way.
Thorvald was instructed to stand down, and so he does. He moves away from the dais of the prince, and not being able to see Madeline unless she's re-manifested. Has she, Pete?
Nope, not at the moment.
He goes and stands in front of Margot.
Margot just says, looks at the worshipping woman. I was trying to protect my prince, as it is what I should do. And then
Irene doesn't say anything. She didn't get hurt anyway. She's gonna keep standing where she's though.
Thorvald says,
You luminaries have always been a paradox to me. But why state your reasoning to me?
because we stand united. That is why.
That is very much not true, otherwise this conflict might have gone much differently. Your society is anything but united. But that is neither here nor there, and is not what I came here to say or do.
I serve my prince. With or without your word, wishing woman.
Pardon, I didn't hear half of that, sorry.
He says, I serve my prince, with or without your words, wishing woman. But again, he's just sort of standing there, his arms folded as they were before. He stood there, he was ordered.
Then I shall grieve for you when you die pointlessly, at the whims of another.
Oh boy.
I'm going to spend a willpower to resist frenzy.
Prince Seneschal, you must speak. Primogen, you will also want to hear this. In fact, I believe it might pertain quite personally to you in some aspects, considering the recent history of your clan.
Margot will nod, and she'll go back to be next to Priscilla.
You can see that Thorvald's just about holding on. It's quite obvious. He spent his willpower, but...
Memnon is still
There's a-
kind of by
there's
his
a friendly.
side. I'm just,
The prince, spits on the ground to her side in disgust, and will walk upstairs, kind of angrily gesturing towards the Seneschal. And the wishing one will simply follow. The wishing one will wait for Margot to join them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, yeah, Margot, she'll kiss Priscilla. I'll be back.
Chris, check PM just quickly. Just a little thing.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll kiss Priscilla, saying, "I'll be back," and then she'll follow.
Once you see, Thorvald is he has the dahlia in his hand, and he whispers prayers in Latin. As he's calming himself out of that frenzy area.
Memnon's going to look for a bite to eat. He is a little famished.
Memnon,
Yes, Thorvald.
join me, brother. In my place, we will eat.
Alright, can everybody make me a perception alertness roll?
Who makes?
Who? Sorry.
Everybody make me a perception alertness check.
Where's Discord gone? What's the diff?
Six. Standard.
1, 2, 3. 4 successes.
4 successes here.
I think pretty much everybody sees it's kind of something to react to because they kind of look to Margot and they see some
Yeah, I have one
Something
success,
slick
but
into
everyone
this.
sees it.
pretty much everybody sees it, yeah.
I'm sorry, what scene?
Something shadowy is seen slipping into Margot's shadow. Kind of at the tail end of it slipping in. Apart from Irene, I think.
Can I make an occult roll on that?
Irene only had 1 success, so yeah.
I don't think you really need to make the occult roll because Madeline took the form publicly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And now Madeline is missing.
Irene doesn't see it, right?
No, Irene doesn't see it.
Okay,
She got success.
that's fine. That's
Everybody
cool.
else-
I'm very happy with that. It means I don't have to make a very shitty decision, but the rest can do that.
Oh, Madeline.
I mean, thankfully, it's not all that of a shitty decision thanks to no blood bond.
Hmm?
No, it's just like I was just weighing up my decision there, and I was just like, wait a minute, no, it's okay. Thorvald will see this, look to Memnon, and walk out.
Memnon will try to tell him to hold up, but
He's not. He's going. He's off.
he's going to tell Thorvald that he'll catch up with him. He'll be there soon. Can't leave his clanmates like this.
Irene is staying like downstairs anyway. Like she's
Guess who's running to Mummy?
So yeah, Giles is busy. Anyone wondering where the host went? Oh, shit went down. Giles is basically tending to and looking after the rest of the guests. He's gathering up as many mortals to feed off of as he can. He's then he quickly dashes outside to use his presence on one of the guards who detected the shrill scream that
The Wish
the
Woman
wishing
did.
woman emitted earlier, and he has to use a significant amount of presence to get them to fuck off. He manages to keep the situation in lockdown and some of the Canaanites, and then when you are free to feed off of basically every unconscious guard in the room.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
that's
make
awesome.
my way out. But yeah.
Would if Memnon was able to, whether before or after, would he be able to assist Giles with some dominate to get people to act in accordance? Or
Yeah,
something?
you can definitely help him with dominate. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. You want me to roll anything?
They're mortals. I'll just say you can do it.
Irene will assist as well because she can.
Yeah. Poor old Giles, playing largely damage control in a situation far beyond his control.
Sorry.
And yeah, the Primogen, the Prince, the Seneschal, and the Wishing Woman shall all go upstairs. They'll enter the off-limits room. That's kind of a large table. Looks like it's one of the main meeting room for most of the guild officials. The Seneschal and the Prince will take one side, the Wishing Woman the front side, and Margot, you may sit where you please.
She's not going to sit next to the Wishing Woman. She'll sit with her friends, with the Seneschal and the Prince.
Okay. I'm gonna check a couple things now.
Bye-bye, everybody.
You've got to go.
So he wants to meet my new character next
No,
tomorrow.
It's gonna be me that's going, but we'll see.
One sec. I know. Where is he? Where's the motherfucker? There he is. Well, I mean, you might beat the Seneschal. Good, considering his age. He'll beat you though, because you get one success.
Of course, I mean, when the real hefty rolls going down, I'm gonna get fucked always. But oh well. That's it.
Guess who's mental primary? I don't think the Prince is even going to bother with that many successes from the fucking Wishing Woman, and the Seneschal sees you as well, so the Prince will be informed either way. The Wishing Woman doesn't say anything. Out of everything that occurred this evening, he thought that was the most intelligent thing to do. He looks to he's kind of talking to Madeleine, but not. He's kind of looking behind you.
Margot. He's looking behind Margot.
Yeah, behind Margot. Distorted. I wish to keep you safe as I could. I apologize. We'll be heard, and the shadow will slunk out, and
Get the fuck out of my office.
It will.
The Prince spends a willpower point to resist frenzy. Kind of kind of balls and stretches open her hands, blinks a few times, cracks her neck. So, you absolute fucking mad woman, what do you want? I wish to renegotiate the terms of our blood hunt with an exchange. And there is also a second thing I wish to discuss. I wish for us to set up Mary the Black. And we're going to end the scene there, because I'm that guy.
I hate you.
Thank you, Persephone. Thank you, Watchers for watching. Thank you, Irene, for Irening, and we'll see you all next